plaintiff, Myquisha Tubman, was good friends with the defendant until she started dating Myquisha's sister. Myquisha claims while living together, the defendant attacked her, and Myquisha is suing her today for damaged property and rent. Defendant Rashia Butler says Myquisha is a hothead who damaged her TV and threw kitty litter all over her bed. She's countersuing for the damaged property and defamation.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you, ma'am.
So back in 2014, LaShawn, my sister, and I met Rashia. We all clicked really well. We all became close friends. We used to hang out with each other all the time, used to go to each other's houses, go on vacations with each other. We just always used to be together. Fast forward into 2019, LaShawn and Rashia started dating each other. I feel like in 2019, when they started dating, the relationship between me and Rashia has changed. Due to every time me and my sister have a disagreement or arguments, Rashia feels the need to jump into her argument, take her side, and always threaten to fight me. February 2020, Rashia, Luke, and LaShawn, my sister, all decided to move into a townhome. When we first moved in, they had arguments already. I remember when one day I was making dinner, Luke was walking to the living room, and he tripped over a box of shoes. The box of shoes belonged to my sister. I asked my sister to move the shoes. She never moved the shoes. So the second day, I asked her again to move the box of shoes. Well, when I asked her to move it, she told me that she had no room in her bedroom to put her shoes. Okay. That was the argument. And I told her that she did have more room to put her shoes in it because she's in a bigger bedroom than me. So she has room. If all my belongings fit in my room, then that means your belongings can fit in your room because you have the bigger room.
All right. So this February, you argued over a shoebox. What else? What was next?
So we argued over the box of shoes. Rashia jumped in and she told me that she wanted to fight me when the argument was going on. I walked away from the argument. I didn't fight her. I was being the bigger person and I walked away. Another incident is when I got an argument with both of the girls, LaShawn and Rashia, and they stole my boyfriend's tools.
When was that?
This was probably May of
20? All right. We got 2 so far. I don't know how many you're going to go through, so I'll give her a chance on these first 2. Where you all from?
Maryland.
What part? Prince George County.
Mary's.
Don't bring this junk to Prince George. My daughter's a prosecutor. She locked both of y'all up, all this fighting and nonsense. Go ahead. She's a prosecutor right there in Prince George County, Jade Mathis. Now, y'all better keep your eye out because she talk crazier than me, I promise you. Go ahead.
All right. So me and Quisha and her sister, LaShawn, we met in 2014 at McDonald's, and we was cool. We always used to hang out, go on trips, have fun and everything. But throughout the years, Quisha was a hothead, and she always started fights with people. And so me being a good friend, she would always try to call me or LaShawn to come help her. We always had her back to make sure she was good so she wouldn't get hurt. But throughout the years, me and her would go at it and get in trouble, like just argue and stuff. But I remember one time her boyfriend had made her a seafood dinner, and she didn't like how it looked on the plate. And she threw the plate in the floor and threw the drink in his face because she was just upset how it looked. And then when we did get together, me and LaShawn get together, our relationship between me and Quisha did change because when we was over her house, if we didn't do what she wanted to do, she would get mad and kick us out of her car. She would just, if we didn't do what she wanted to do, it just wasn't.
And tell me about the first fight over the shoebox.
Oh, that was between her and her sister. I was asleep during that. And so when they was arguing, I got woken up to her calling the cops on LaShawn. So that's why I got upset with her, because why are you calling the cops on your sister?
Because she spit at me. That's why.
What about the tools?
The boyfriend tools, that had nothing to do with me. I didn't take his tools. I don't need no tools. I'm a nurse. I don't need to use no tools.
What type of nursing? Where you work?
I work at a nursing home. I'm a CNA, GNA.
Go ahead. What's the next incident?
Okay. Fast forward to November of 2020. November 29th, Rashia had a Friendsgiving, and she had some Fireball and she had some Hennessy. I believe they didn't open the Hennessy or the Fireball that night. So on November 30th, 11 o'clock at night, I received a text message from LaShawn asking if I took a sip of their alcohol from the Fireball was missing. Judge Mathis, I don't drink, but my boyfriend, he was in recovery at the time. He does struggle with alcohol, but since then he was in recovery since then and still is now in recovery and is doing very good with him being sober.
Good.
So they texted me about the alcohol. I told them no one touched their alcohol. So December 1st, I made a pizza that night. And when I woke up December 2nd to go pack it for lunch, I couldn't find the pizza in the refrigerator. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that since the girls were upset about the alcohol, they did something to my pizza. They threw my pizza away because they have petty tendencies to do stuff like that.
Go ahead.
So I looked in the refrigerator. I didn't see my pizza. So I wake both of the girls up December 2nd before I go to work, and I ask them, where's the pizza? Rashia gets up and goes upstairs and finds the pizza. I find the pizza in the refrigerator. I apologize for waking them up, and I go to work. But as I'm looking for for my pizza in the refrigerator, there was so much food in the refrigerator, I couldn't find my pizza. So I was throwing away old food of theirs. So I guess when I went to work, LaShawn was sending me text messages saying when I get home, we were going to fight for throwing the food away. So she was texting me saying, it's up for you when you get home. I'm waiting for you when you get home at the door. Just know it's on when you get home. So December 2nd, when I get home from work, I'm getting in the shower. I get out. My sister comes out her bedroom. We cross paths and we say the B words to each other. I go into my bedroom to get dressed. Rashia comes in and was like, B, come downstairs. You threw away my food. So I'm naked. I only have my underwears on. So I come to the top of the stairs and me and Rashia are exchanging words. Rashia proceeds to come up to the stairs to me. When she gets to the top of the stairs, Rashia pushes me into the wall. We start fighting and I'm sitting on the ground. Rashia's over top of me hitting me. And then LaShawn comes up the stairs behind her, holds me down, say, rah, rah, hit her, get her. So they was holding me down and LaShawn was swinging on me too. So when Luke sees that LaShawn's jumping in, Luke's come over and tries to break it up. But then LaShawn starts to attack Luke while me and Rashia are still fighting. As me and Rashia were still fighting, I remember Rashia tries to grab the scissors off the shelf. But in the midst of her grabbing the scissors, she drops them on the floor. So LaShawn comes around us and picks the scissors off the floor. And she's like, takes them and goes up to my boyfriend, has the scissors in her hand, was like yelling at him, having the scissors in his face like that. So eventually my boyfriend gets to break it up. He puts me inside my bedroom and the girls are pushing the door to get inside to get me. So once they got the door open, we're sitting in the middle of the doorway, just arguing back and forth. And then like in the midst of the argument, LaShawn just punches me in the face out of nowhere. So then we start fighting again for a couple more seconds. And then the police come and they tell us to go press charges on each other. So the girls leave and they go press charges on me. So the next morning, I pack my bag, and I'm going to a hotel the next night because I don't want to stay there. December 3rd, I wake up and I go get a protective order on the girls to get them vacated out the home.
Okay, let me stop you there and let her talk now. You don't know anything about the shoebox, you say. You don't know anything about the boyfriend's tools. That wasn't you either, you say. Y'all fighting over alcohol. Y'all claim her boyfriend stole your alcohol. On December 2nd, she says she threw your things out looking for her pizza, threw your food out. Okay, what do you want to tell me?
Let me back up a little bit and let me tell you some history. Mm-hmm. All right, so the boyfriend is an alcoholic. And he would come in the house drunk and call us racial slurs, call us out our names, and be rude and everything. And so at that point, me and Quisha and the boyfriend did not talk. I don't even acknowledge him. I don't say anything to him because he's dead to me. I don't say nothing to him. I don't do anything to bring his name up because I don't care about them like that. So fast forward, the day of the Friendsgiving, I told everybody, whoever's bringing liquor, can y'all please, like when y'all leave, take the liquor home because I knew what time they was on. And before everybody left, they left like 4 beers. They left the Fireball and they left the Henny. The Fireball wasn't touched. For a fact, it wasn't touched. And LaShawn came home from work that night and she was like, hey, let me get a sip of the Henny. So she got to sip of Henny. I was like, I should mark it because I know somebody might touch it. She was like, yeah, I think you should. So I get a marker and I marked it. I put it back under the sink. The next day, I don't drink like that. We do not drink like that. The next day I saw it was down below the line. I asked her, I sent her a message. Well, I told LaShawn to send her sister a message asking did she drink the liquor. And then that's when Quisha started going like off, like he ain't do it. And then everything just went out of hand.
Tell me about the fight. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting there. And then the night of when she thought we ate her pizza, we go to sleep. She comes up in our room like saying, y'all bees ate all my food or my pizza and that's why y'all can't afford something. And then I go downstairs. I instantly find the box of pizza. It was sitting right in the front. And at this time, she's not in the house anymore. She's standing outside. I was like, this box of pizza you talking about? And she felt dumb and she just left. She didn't say nothing. She didn't apologize and nothing. She walked away and went to work. After that, we end up calling the police to come get Luke out the house because he has a protective order Quisha put on him. We were trying to get him out the house and she wants to be petty.
When did she put a protective order on him?
She puts protective order on him all the time.
When is the one you're referring to? When was that put on him?
I think it was...
Because that's the most relevant
October.
thing you said. When was the protection order you're referring to put on him?
I don't know. She does that. I don't know.
Let's get to the damage you're suing for. I've wasted enough time on your petty little girl arguments and fights. Damaged property and unpaid rent. Can we get to that?
Can we get to I didn't finish.
No, you are finished. You are finished. Yes, you are. Ma'am, tell me about this damaged property and the unpaid rent you're suing her for.
So December 3rd, when the officers came and vacated the girls out, I go into my room and I see my TV broken, my DVD player broken, bleach all over my clothes. My makeup got cat litter in it. My bed has cat litter all over it. Hair products all over my room. Shoes damaged. Hair.
Okay. Now, how do you know she has something to do with it?
Rashia left a note in my room saying you did this to yourself.
You have a copy of that? You have a copy of that in my evidence?
Yes, I do.
What page?
You can go to page.
I see it. It's the first thing. You did this to yourself. Promise you.
I'm doing worse.
Okay.
Rah, rah.
Yeah. All right. This is how your things looked?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Page 3 through 19. Yes, the damages of my room.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I did press destructive property charges on her for that, for damaging my room. We did drop them in January because I just wanted my property damages paid for. That was it. I don't want her to get in trouble, no legal trouble or nothing like that. She did do the damages and I'm suing for $1,810 worth of damages she did. She also has unpaid rent for December and also for November.
When did you all separate? When did you all separate? When did someone
December
leave?
2nd.
When did someone move?
December 2nd.
All right, good enough. And
day after the 1st.
All right. And what do you say to the property damage, ma'am?
She destroyed my stuff before I touched her stuff. She put cat litter on my bed. She destroyed my hair products, and she broke my TV. And
was that before the threat or after the threat?
It was before, and I gave her the note in front of her face the day of when she kicked us out.
Okay, and
do
you have evidence of the property she destroyed?
Yes, I have evidence on page 8, and then I have property on when she cut me with the scissors.
What is it that I should see on page 8 that's destroyed? Be quiet, ma'am.
My bed.
What's wrong with your bed? How is it destroyed? I don't see anything.
She got it's cat poop and cat litter.
Okay.
And pee on my bed.
And how much do you want for that?
Bed's messed up.
How much do you want for that?
I'm suing for
that in particular.
500.
Pee on your bed. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
And then I'm suing for my hair products. It was $100.
Okay.
And then I'm suing for my TV for $400 because it's the line and she broke the TV.
All right. You have pictures of that?
No. I don't have
Okay, you don't have any pictures
Judge
of
Mathis,
that.
can I say
no, you
something?
can't. 100 for what again?
for my hair products.
For your hair products, which you have no evidence of. How does she defame you?
She lied on the court paper saying I held her down against her will, tried to cut her when she cut me.
All right, we don't know who did what. It's mutual combat.
I have to.
I'm telling you, it's mutual combat, everything I've heard. I don't want to hear nothing about violence. Y'all hear each other. In fact, last evidence of violence I have is that you threatened her. All right. Now, the rent, ma'am.
I didn't threaten her.
Yeah, I know it. You just told her that. I know it. You were kidding. All right. The rent is how much? $788. Divide that by 2.
Got it.
Because what happened, ma'am, this is called constructive eviction. You all couldn't have lived together anymore after that. Short of violence. $394.
Right.
And the evidence of your property, I've seen that. And you want $1,810 for your property, $1,810 plus $394 for half of the rent, because that's all you're entitled to. Both of you all are at fault with regard to the rent and with regard to your damaged property. Yours is very clear. Your evidence is nothing. So $1,810 as well as $394. What does that come to?
2204.
Have a good day. 2204 is your judgment. You get nothing. Have a good day.
Thank you.